Oh my God.
So slow. All right, got it.
We're live.
I think we're
And
live.
we're on.
That's funny. Should be live right now.
Yeah, we are.
My computer's just showing it's locked up.
It says meeting is now live. Say hello to everybody. You know they're watching.
What's up, y'all?
Hey guys.
All right, now we're live. There we go. So we're dealing with dial-up speeds. It's like AOL. Yeah. Let me close this. Appreciate you guys being patient. Sorry, everyone. We're having technical difficulties. Everyone right now is frozen. I'm probably sounding like a robot right now. Okay, let's see here. Yep. Absolutely frozen. Okay, so if you can hear me, I want to apologize first. Thank you for the super chats, and John Wayne, thank you for your donation. I'm really trying to make this work. I don't think it's going to work tonight. I've got to find a solution for the internet. So I can't. Last week we barely made it through the show with the interruptions, and it was just the internet was just falling apart. So we are going to just not try to have this episode. So
we're good.
People
are saying they can hear us and see us.
Yeah. So everything on my end, all of your squares are frozen right now. So that's what's going to be broadcast on YouTube. Yeah. So super lame. Sound might be good, but yeah, I can't.
Robert, I'm watching it live. I'm watching it. It's probably 10, 15 seconds behind, but everybody's screen is moving. So we're good. It's just what you see. So just ignore it.
Yeah. So what was happening last week, and I went back and checked, it was super frustrating because I would say stuff and or people would be talking to me and then it would just completely lock up and it's doing the same thing. I was on hold. I can just see the Verizon rep just hung up on me. I told him to hold on for just a second because I was trying to square this way. But yeah, super frustrating.
Some of the people in the chat, they're saying they see you fine and they can definitely hear you. John Wayne says looks fine, looks good here. Jason Taylor, Matt Slipper, so did I. Nobody is frozen from James.
Yeah, I got it up right now and it's working.
Yeah.
So it's working.
I'm gonna do the same thing. Go here.
See, the problem is we're just too cool for the internet, y'all. All right. That's all.
Seriously.
No big deal.
They're trying to keep us down. That's what they're trying to do, you know? And it's
the man.
One of those paramotor.
The man.
Yeah. One of those paramotor companies is trying to sasabotage us, you know.
You know, the man's fighting us. Yeah. He's probably got something to do with that hot butter Steve guy. Yeah. He's probably, you know,
right?
Kissed the Verizon tower or something and said, hey guys, you know, if I don't see you on the air, I'll see you in the air. Ha ha. I'm willing to bet that's what it is.
I want to punch the computer through the wall.
No, don't do that.
I can still see you pretty good.
Don't do that.
Locking you up.
Just start talking and stop worrying.
Yeah, I'm gonna just. So I had a special thing set up. Yeah, so he's saying that there's no freezing too. So, anyways, Mark Honeycutt is supposed to come on tonight. So it was going to be a special show. We're going to sneak him on here.
He's in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
He's still here.
Invite right now. I can't remember his email. Mark.
Reflight.
Oh gosh, I can't remember his email. What is your email?
Already 10 minutes into it.
So, anyways, let's get down to business. I want to mention a couple sponsors. One of those is PBG Smoke. PBGsmoke.com is the website. Go check them. If you haven't bought anything from them for a while, there's some new things on the website. Go check those out. Also, there's some headsets being tested and some of the Unity headsets. So this is round 2 Unity headsets should be the last time that we have to go through the testing process. And yeah, so pbgsmoke.com is the website. Go check them out and get something today. Also want to mention there's a couple new sponsors. I'm pulling up my my list right now. I wasn't prepared because I was dealing with Verizon. Gosh, these guys, man, internet people. Let me see here. Sponsors. Boom. Yeah, so dreamlifterparamotors.com. This is Harley Milne. So Harley Milne actually is, if you guys don't know, he's the one that flew across the continental United States on a paramotor coast to coast. Then he also, before that, did all 50 states in the United States, 50X challenge. That's probably how you'll know him. And just such a cool guy. He's got real world records, and now he started training. So he's trained paramotoring, and I think it would be really cool to get lessons from him. So if you want to do that, you can reach out to him at dreamlifterparamotors.com. Dreamlifter Paramotors. Such a cool name too. So anyways, that's that. Also check out Andrew Fuller's website. He is doing repairs. He went through some training recently to do repairs on gliders, and also line checks, porosity checks, and then he does SIV training also. So, I mean, he is literally engulfed with paragliding stuff, and he's incredibly passionate, very knowledgeable. His website is paraglider/inspection.myshopify.com. And I think we said that that link was good last week, right, Anthony? Because when I tried it, I couldn't get it to work, and I may have a bunk link in the description, but you can use the link that's in the chat. That should get you what you need. Also, paramotorprops.com is one of the sponsors of the show. Paramotorprops.com. If you blow up a prop, you need a new one quickly, you can reach out to them. They'll get you one super fast, and they are a great place. American Allied Drains and Plumbing, San Diego. If you have to be obviously in the San Diego area. If you mention paragliding, talk to them. They will take care of your needs. Their website, or actually, if you want to just call them, 844-777-9055, and very trustworthy plumbing company. And I refer them to everyone, just not because they're a sponsor, but because they're actually really good at what they do. So tonight's episode, I wanted to bring some of the kind of things that were floating around in my head recently. They have one of the big things that I thought about this last the last little flying trip that I did, and actually I got to fly just a couple days ago. Here at the new house, I've got a little runway and kind of got a spot where I can just launch and right out of the backyard. Pretty amazing to be able to fly, but I realized I had made some mistakes getting ready and then flying. And I wanted to share a couple of those things. So one, I launched without a radio, and this was premeditated. I said that I was going to not bring a radio because the guy who I was flying with, Casey, said that he did not have a radio. And so I'm like, well, I'm not going to bring a radio if he's not going to bring one. And I thought, once I was in the air, I was like, I wish that I would have brought a radio, because I have two of them and I can leave one on the counter in the house. If my wife wanted to get a hold of me, something comes up, she could just literally call me. Now, also there's a valley by my house. If I landed out in the valley, I'd really like to have some kind of two-way communications. And I wouldn't have that if, okay, so I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, right? We're going to go fly just for a little while to sunset. But it's that kind of lackadaisical approach to flying that I think is probably one of the most dangerous things that we can do in this sport. There is no lackadaisy in paramotoring or free flying, for that matter. We use a term, we say active piloting. Everybody's familiar with active piloting. But when you when you were talking about launching, like for example, haphazard or lackadaisical, what I did, I felt like, oh, well, this is just going to be a short flight. This is just going to be, I know the air is smooth. That it's like I was making excuses to not do everything precisely right. And I think this is probably one of the most dangerous things that we overlook as pilots. Some people will argue that the point is, we use the term in free flying, we say we have that, what's it called?
Intermediate syndrome.
Intermediate. Thank you, Scott. Intermediate syndrome. And then it bleeds into everything that you're doing. Well, I've got away with it so many times. I've done it this way before and got away with it. This is where people get jacked up. So even while I was flying, I was thinking, oh, it's so butter smooth. I can get away with so much. And I was doing wing overs in the lee side of this hill. Now, there wasn't much wind, but there still was rotor. There was some stuff happening on the backside of this hill. And I was swooping down and I was getting really low and just kind of following these ravines and things that are by the house. And I realized there was a couple times where I felt kind of a little bit more than I wanted to feel at that point in time. And I'm telling you, there was, when I came in and landed, I was like, man, I got away with a whole slew of things that I shouldn't have got away with. If any one of those things went wrong, it would have been a cascade of problems for me. So let me rewind to, it would have been last Friday. We went free flying and I brought the boys with me, the two little ones. We pull up, there's one of the guys that I'm flying, his girlfriend was there, or I'm sorry, his wife was there. And I got a video that I'm going to make dial up. It was a fun free flying day. I left low to cross to El Cap, and there was no guarantee that I was going to get up. I get to the other side. There's some wind. I'm really hopeful that this is live because all of you guys are frozen solid. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Okay.
Yes.
And no computer weird noise.
No,
It's not
No,
like
my end.
okay.
it's a little, jittery, but we can still hear you fine. It's a
Yeah.
podcast now. So yeah.
Yeah. It's just a
There's been
podcast.
times where it was white and then it went to yellow and then it's back to white again. So it's hit and miss. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Now
But-
it's yellow.
Your voice hasn't cut out and your stories haven't either. So it's looking good.
Right.
Okay, good. I am going to do just one thing because this is my OCD is just through the roof.
I
I'm
can
just
tell
going to
this
try
place
something
bugging
real
you.
quick. Yeah. Okay, let me just try something.
Hey,
I'm gonna go
Seabass
like
says
this.
complacency bias. That's probably more accurate.
Complacency bias. I like it.
Get
Okay, I'm going to try something. I may lose you for just a second. Just hang tight. We're going to go boop. Okay.
One thing I do notice is while you're setting that up is since you've been there, I have our chat, our Zoom chat here, but I also have the YouTube page open and it's probably maybe 10 seconds delay or whatever. But if I don't watch it every now and again, I have to click the live button to catch up on the video. I don't know if you guys notice that, but anyway.
So
Okay.
you stopped,
Can you hear me
Robert?
now?
Yeah, now I can
Yep.
hear you.
Okay, so now I'm connected to my phone. I'm going to see if that's any better, any different.
It's not.
It's not.
Usually
It's,
no.
it's
You're jittery.
yeah. You got the
Okay.
4 red bars. Now it's turning yellow. So maybe give it a second or two to catch up.
He turned it off. He was switched back
Oh.
to the house.
I like that. That's a good photo of him.
Yeah, that's
He's
a good
happy.
picture.
Yeah, he's happy.
Yeah.
He's, it's like,
That should
You
be
know,
the
I'm gonna
thumbnail for the
screenshot-
show.
I'm gonna
should
I'm
be.
gonna screenshot that.
yeah, that's like he won the game
Okay.
at the carnival. I like it.
There we go. Now we're
I
back.
lost it.
Okay, can you guys hear me now? We're back.
Yeah.
Okay. So, gosh, I'm sorry, guys. Really frustrating. But anyways, complacency. I was just thinking about, man, I'm like, man, I can't wait to get on the show to talk about this because I think that there's a few things that we can take away. Here's another big one. I didn't bring my Garmin InReach Mini. And Garmin, the Garmin InReach is literally a lifesaver in multiple ways because when something goes awry, you're able to send out text messages via satellite. You're able to leave a pinpoint location where you can be found if something bad happened.
Yep.
Also, there's many different little tricks you can do with that. You can use it to mark your location because if you land out with your paramotor and you're going to have to hike for a few hours, it's not worth, playing the game to try to carry it out as far as you can. At least you can pin or mark the spot where you're at, and then you can go back and get your motor.
It's a lifesaver for
Maybe
sure.
Yeah. And it depends on what you choose for your account. But like for mine, I think I pay $15 a month and I get 5 text messages per month that I can send out. And I'm just going to be honest with you, I've never sent a single text message out. But with the Garmin program, you get these benefits of not only that, you can log your flights. I thought that was super cool. So it's sending out a message, constantly sending out a little ping, and then you can go back and use that information to put into your track where you're flying. Like Jeff Hammond, he's flying across the coast. Well, he uses a little Garmin InReach and records his entire history wherever he's ever flown with that little device. And I think that's super cool. So
a quick
anyways,
question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't have an reach, but I see some of the guys have the emergency beacons, like you undo it. Is the InReach a lot better because pretty much if you need help, you don't have to have the Coast Guard and everyone come out then for it?
Yeah, so it does have the same feature, which is considered the SOS feature. But that SOS feature, I think it's a little bit different. Yeah, the Coast Guard thing, that's a little bit extreme, obviously. The Garmin InReach will ping someone that has a helicopter, basically, or access to that. And I don't know all the details. I've never had to press it. I do know we've had a couple people on the show that have had to press the SOS button, but yeah, it's hard to say. You guys still there?
Hi, Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Yes.
Great.
Doing good. How are you?
Yeah.
Mark's here. What's up?
That's
Mark,
a pretty
you
good
guys
voice you got there, Mark.
Thanks. Is the volume all right?
It goes with the staff.
Fantastic.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
There you go. A little podcast room set up. Nice.
Yeah, you were talking about the Garmin InReach. I was looking at the Zoleo. I don't know if you've heard of that one, but it has an SOS feature, but it will allow you to connect your phone to it so you can send text messages and stuff, which I'm thinking about getting a Zoleo because it still has that SOS feature.
Zoleo. That's interesting. I haven't heard of this. Is it a smaller device? Is it this?
It's probably
Same
slightly bigger than the Garmin InReach, but I think it's still pretty small.
Interesting. Mark, how you doing, man? Long time no see.
Yeah, doing pretty good. Just been working on my basement all day, tearing it apart so I can make it look better. Rip Man knows what that's about.
We doing any bathrooms over there?
Yeah, I will. I got to remove the tile, the shower, toilet, everything. I'm gonna make
I
it.
could take a run up there. We could do some flying.
Yeah, man. Fix it like the Leesville bathroom.
Just don't flush any rags down the drain, please.
What did I? I left the rag in there, didn't I?
It went in there, yeah, and clogged up the house line.
Man, that's
Oh no.
what did I do? I did I have the toilet off and I clogged the hole and I forgot to
Yeah,
take
but
it
it
out.
must have, yep.
Yeah. I think I've done that once before and taken the toilet off and fixed it. And then that time you actually found it. That's hilarious.
Kind of
Yeah.
easy to do.
That's my memory for you.
Oh wow. I'm watching on my phone right now, and I can see that everyone is streaming fine. It's all clean. But on my end, you guys are all frozen. That is wow. Okay, well, cool. That's pretty awesome, actually.
There's that.
Oh, we got a screen share.
Is that
Yeah, thank you.
is that
Good,
the
it was on
device?
purpose.
Yes, Zolio. Interesting. Oh, go back, Gringo. I want to look at those again.
Now the
So,
inReach, is it only pre-programmed text messages it can send then? Is that why the Zolio
Well,
is better? You can use your phone?
Well, no, you can use your phone as well on the Garmin. I'm interested in, oh, it's about the same price as a Garmin InReach. Okay. Super cool. These kids. in the
There's
back.
something to be said. If you have one of these devices, if it's available to you to use it. And the reason why you may need to have that with you is because something is going on. You know, it's no different than a paramotor. You know how a paramotor is going to break? It's running. Well, how do you know something can go wrong? You're doing something. You know, if you have the tools available, make sure that you bring them with you, because like Robert was saying, anything can happen at any time. And if it does, fortunately, you'll have it with you. If you forget it, that could lead to more staggered steps in the future, you know? Complacency, Robert. Stop being complacent.
Complacency. That's right. Don't be
Take-
complacent.
Take your tools and your parts with you when you need them.
We're having a crazy hailstorm here again,
Right now?
right now.
Oh,
Crazy.
wow.
Wow.
Shoot. Where are you at?
Satellite Beach.
You're in Florida?
Yeah.
We've got an input from Chad B saying InReach Mini 2 is 400 and the Zolio is 200. Don't know if that's true or not. I have no idea, but
Yeah,
That sounds about right.
the two is a little more money now. The InReach Mini 2.
Really? What do you know why? Does anybody know why?
Just a couple of different features. I mean, I don't even know if it would matter to anybody normal.
Hmm.
A little longer battery life, some other little things on it. I forget. I researched the heck out of it. I ended up buying a used Mini, InReach Mini, and it's been working good. I carry it with me because I pay for the prescription, all the time, subscription. So I just carry it every time I fly. I carry it. God forbid I need it. It's there.
Wow. Yeah. So my little Garmin did not go with me on that little flight. But again, this is what I'm talking about. And Mark, I don't know, are you still able to launch from your house?
I can, but it's
Okay.
gimmicky because it's you can't land there.
Oh, right. So you gotta, I hesitate to ask, but have you ever tried?
I was like flapping and it's not my favorite form of landing. I don't think it's very safe, honestly. I'd rather top land from the side or something, or come in from behind. But there was just too much lift, and I was like, I would have to stall the crap out of this thing to get it to come straight down. And so I just landed it at the bottom. And I think one time I just walked back up, took, I don't know, it's probably like 4 to 5 miles.
Just hit it in the bushes and go down. I think I saw a video on that.
Yeah, I put it on some farmer's land. That was a tight landing. But if I could own that property, I'd clear out some trees and I'd have a nice spot to land.
Okay, so you're talking about free flight. You were launching free flight?
No,
Or with your motor?
I would never launch here free flight because, as we know,
Okay.
sometimes sink on takeoff, and the tops of the trees down the hill are level with like my takeoff spot. So
Right.
if you have to do it with a motor. And you could
Yeah.
do it without one, but you better be sure there's a lot of lift.
well, I had seen some videos in the past where the trees were a little bit lower and you ended up in the top of them. So it was a great video, by the way. It teaches us all what not to do, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, it was
I got
great.
got paid pretty good from Jukin Media for that one, so I was happy to land in those trees afterwards.
Wait, what? What happened?
Just crashing in a tree back in 2018. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but you say you got sponsored. What happened?
Oh, there's a company called Jukin Media. I think they deal with a lot of videos, but
Oh, yes.
I think they licensed my video to like Fail Army and a bunch of different places, so it paid out okay.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I remember
it's
that.
fun.
Sean, I don't know if it's gonna work, but let's spin the wheel, give something away.
Oh yeah, hey,
I've got some trinkets I'm gonna give away.
hey Dave Ruff.
So no more names in the wheel. Wait a minute. Where do you see Dave Ruff? I don't see Dave Ruff in there.
I don't know. He said to say hello, but sorry, you can keep going. Keep going.
Was
with
that
the
a
wheel.
private chat to you, or was that in the chat? Because somehow I missed it.
He sent me a text message.
Oh, okay. So that doesn't count.
Somebody said, "Who's carrying a tree rescue kit?" And actually, I think after Elena went into a tree, our local club president made her like a tree kit, and she flew around with it all the time. It had like a ton of rope in it and this and that. Not like rope, but like thin line that you could drop down to someone for a rope.
Nice.
Yeah, we talked about that.
I was asking if she still flies much.
No, she hasn't flown in a while.
Spit it.
I'm supposed to tell him why?
She's back there.
Hey, you gotta bring her on. You gotta bring her on now.
Well, I don't know exactly why. I mean, before she was pregnant, she wasn't flying either.
Yeah.
Breaking
I'm
news.
just
You're on
messing with her.
paraglidingtalk.com.
That's
Yeah,
right.
she's
Mark and
pregnant.
Elena are pregnant.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I'm glad to see this whole time you weren't just practicing.
Yeah.
Dude, so do you guys, how far along is she know it's a boy or a girl?
I guess about 4 months, 4.5 or something, and almost 5. She's due in September on Labor Day. So backtrack the
Congratulations.
math on that one.
Ironically, Labor Day. But
That makes sense.
Yeah,
If you're going to have a child.
We're not gonna figure out the gender until it's born. Oh, look, it's Elena.
Elena.
Let me
She's all
unplug this.
blurred out.
That work?
Can you hear me
Okay.
now? Radio check.
I got this like set up. Can you hear
Push
me?
him over, Elena. Push him out of the seat. It's fine.
There you
Sorry.
go. There she is. Hey,
Oh, she
congrats.
couldn't hear me.
Hi,
Congrats.
Elena.
thanks.
Super
Yeah.
stoked for you guys.
Yeah, we're excited too. And Mark was messing up how far along a little bit, but next week I'll be 5 months.
5 months. Okay.
Congratulations.
So we're
Okay.
past the halfway mark. We're past the miserable for first 3 months.
You're done with morning sickness and all that stuff.
Yeah, I feel great now. I'm back to working like 6 days a week.
Oh, gnarly.
Yeah, no, it's good though. Airport's really busy right now. Just because we're gearing up for summertime and it's always nuts. So, but it's fun. It's a fun kind of
Yeah.
crazy out on the ramp
That's
at
good.
the airport. Yeah.
You're gonna have to take some time off for baby time.
Yeah,
that's right
it'll be
around the
good
corner.
timing too. Yeah, going into fall is when like flights cut back and things kind of slow down anyway. So summertime will be good and crazy, and then get a few months off and probably take that time to really utilize my travel benefits.
Nice.
Yep.
That's awesome. Oh,
Hey, Dave
Hot
Brock.
Butter Steve Production. They donated $10 to Super Chat. Hey, Robert, the hardness of the butter is proportional to the softness of the bread. That's very good. That's very good. Thank you, Hot Butter Steve.
Robert.
I appreciate that.
I'm gonna spin this wheel now. No more names in
Yeah,
the
I've been
wheel.
waiting this whole time.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm running off the last bowl of rice a week ago. You know. I'm doing my
It's
best.
good.
Won't let it
The half
go.
hour people have been here for at least 5 minutes now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Chime in
here
at
we
the
go.
halfway mark.
All right. Ready? And off we go.
We got sponsors.
A whole bunch more people logged in since Mark and Elena came on, so that's good.
Yeah, they want to.
The show wasn't going to happen a few minutes ago. Still, I can't even read the wheel, so you guys will have to let me know who wins. This spin
Absolutely.
has been brought to you by Calamity Kite Clinic, calamityKiteClinic.com. You can learn how to ground handle much better. If you know how to ground handle, you can convince people that you're a really good pilot, even if you're not. But you automatically will get better at flying just by ground handling. Reach out to the guys at Calamity Kite Clinic. Actually, that's Sean's whole gig. So you can talk to Sean, ask him questions in the chat even. Also want to mention Nebraska PBG, Josh Bowden runs a school in Nebraska. If you're interested in some top-notch training, you can sign up with Josh and his team today. There's a link in the description if you want to get a hold of them. Also want to mention Lone Star Paramotor. If you're in the Lone Star state of Texas, you can reach out to Ron Turan and his team. You get world-class training at LoneStarParamotor.com.
We've got Linda
Hey,
Anderson.
Mom. Winner.
You are a winner, Mom. Congratulations.
So I think I told you guys last week that Grandpa died. So I'm flying out to Michigan to be to go to the funeral and all that. So I get to go hang out with Mom. So I'll just bring you your present, Mom. Will Fly donate $5 to Super Chat. He said Resurgence PPG rocks. Thanks, Will Fly. I want to tell you something. Will Fly has consistently donated to the show for years for Resurgence PPG, putting a plug in. That should be applauded. That is super cool. Thank you, Will Fly. I really appreciate that. And every week, he said the wheel was rigged. Mom. Yeah. So, Mark, I really wanted to do a show where it was the Mark Honeycutt show, but obviously we're got all shattered and we're basically just sticking it to the wall. We're throwing some mud. We're seeing what's sticking today.
It's sticking.
You did a
Good.
video. Yeah. You sent a video about I think 12, 13 days ago, and you landed on this oil rig. I don't know if one of the moderators can maybe dial up that video. Talk a little bit about that. What was your plan, and take us through some of the emotion in that, because that was probably pretty wild.
Yeah, it was, I'd say, one of the craziest things I've done in paramotoring thus far. It was, it's 2 years of planning. I think in the email and the video, it said sometime in 2021, but I've been talking to the owner of the tower for a long time, and, weather delays and all this and that. And finally it came to the moment a few weeks ago. And yeah, so Frying Pan Tower, it's not an oil rig. It's just a tower that was built out 32 miles off the coast of North Carolina back in, I think, the 60s or 70s. And there it is. But the purpose was to warn, I guess, sailors of the shallow shoals, the frying pan shoals out there. So it's called Frying Pan Tower.
Interesting.
And here I'm probably about 6,000 feet up above the ocean, with nothing else in sight but water. And there it is.
Oh,
So he owns
wow.
that now, Mark?
What's that?
He owns that now?
So
Frying Pan Tower?
Guess how much he bought that for? Guess how much that tower was?
100 grand.
80 grand.
Wow.
But
80,000.
it was an auction, and some other guy initially won it for much more, but then he didn't want it because he was like, oh, I have to go look at the place before I buy it. And then government came back to Richard and was like, well, he dropped out. Do you want it? And they negotiated, got it for like that much, I think. And eventually Richard sold his shares to a bunch of people, and he's basically the manager of the tower as a nonprofit now.
I've seen.
So
I
what
saw
is
something.
the?
Sorry, I saw something on I don't know, cable or something about this. It was pretty cool. It was probably about a year or so ago. It's awesome. Go ahead, Rob.
I am.
Yeah, it's an amazing place. He already has a very good following because he has to have a following in order to get volunteers out there, get the awareness out, and get donations and stuff, because he doesn't have the money to fix this place himself. It needs mass amounts of welding. And I kind of showed the rust all over the place, but I had to cut out a lot. I mean, the video started off as an hour and I cut down 40 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, I know.
1 hour.
They have groups that stay there
People
for a
can't-
week or something like that, right?
Yeah, so if you volunteer there, you still have to pay because transportation via helicopter or boat's expensive. But if you just go out there as a person who's not going to do anything at all, then you pay a premium. Yeah, you can go out there for the weekend or something.
Jesus.
And you stay on this
Phew.
thing? You can sleep in there?
Yeah, I slept in there 3-4 nights. It was awesome. I mean, you're just listening to the sound of the ocean at night.
It's awesome.
Oh my gosh. So that whole thing underneath is the like living space.
Yeah, right underneath the pad that I'm taking off from with the railing and whatnot, there's rooms there. You can fit a lot of people there.
I think you need to
No
coordinate and
kidding.
arrange a fly in there. Just 10 people camp out. You know,
How
their
cool
own
would that
gear.
be?
They got their own, obviously, transportation.
Well, and you can see the windows as well, you know, so you can see that there's plenty of room in there. If you imagine the whole entire platform, minus the center, of course, for, you know, ladders and such. But the majority of that area is pretty, you know, you could stay there for a while.
Yeah, I don't know how many bedrooms there are. I was on a queen size bed, big room actually, with a desk, which was perfect for editing video while I was there. But there's a bunch of different bedrooms in there. We had 6 people out there and we were all very comfortable. Wi-Fi, he has it pointed at a radar or pointed at a tower in like Laurenburg that he climbed 2,000 feet. He took the elevator up, but it got stuck. So he had to climb 2,000 feet down. But anyways, Richard put the freaking like device up there himself. And then he points something at it from the tower to get really good internet out there. I'm not really good with how you get internet, but he did it.
Well, it has to
See,
go to a
Now
satellite.
I'm para-teasing people because I'm not showing the entire video. I want you all to visit Mark's page and check it out yourselves.
I don't know.
Because
That was good backdrop.
Yeah, that was great
Yeah, it kind of
backdrop.
was, but I don't want to ruin it for you. I want you to be able to get your subscribers too, buddy. You know, you've
appreciate it.
earned. Yeah,
Everyone watching is already a subscriber. All of them.
It's true.
Hey, Mark, that had to be
Thanks.
sketchy landing on that pad though after you flew 30 something miles out there, right? You see that little pad up there and you're like, oh, this is sketchy.
So that's the only problem. When I first reached out to Richard, that was my goal, was to fly there and back. But we ultimately came to the conclusion I should take a boat out there first and see it. And so in that video, the beginning B-roll is basically me taking a boat out there, and I fly around it. I fly from it, around it, and then I fly back to shore. But landing there would be easy. I just didn't want to land because once you watch the video, you'll see the winds were starting to get calm. So I actually had to switch from my Gin Falcon to my Ozone Buzz Z5 because it's bigger, free flight
Yeah,
wing.
you said that. Yeah.
And yeah, I just didn't want to risk. I was going to do a touch and go, but I didn't want to risk just being down there with weak winds. Really, I wanted it, I think, to be at least 10 knots, but boat guy was getting there late and everything. So.
Oh, I've been waiting to share this story. It's not a long one. Just hang with me for a second.
Squirrel.
I heard the term knots. Okay. And I was like, dude, that's so weird. Why can't we just say miles per hour? And so I heard that the way they came up with this, mariners on a ship used to take a log, they tied a rope to it, and they would throw the log off the ship. And if you guys all heard this already, then I'm like, I'm way late. Just kind of wave and smile and I'll go on my way. But anyways, they used to throw a log, and the knot, how fast the knots would leave, they had a way to measure that. And you would throw that out of the boat, and then you would say, okay, you're going at 12 knots. That's how many knots came out, were pulled out, how quickly or whatever. And then you had a book where you would write down your speed, and it was called a log book.
Interesting.
I didn't know that. I think that's cool. I knew about the knots thing, but I didn't know about why it's called the logbook.
Wait,
you
is
know,
it
but-
so knots and logbook originate from the same, like
yeah.
throwing a rope in the water with a log?
Well, from what I understood is
Yep.
the rope had knots like every, like, let's say 100 feet, and they would count how many knots it would take in, let's say 60 seconds. I know
Yeah.
you're Googling it to fact check us, Mark, but
I'm not.
it's all right. That's just what I heard, so. But no, that's a
Yeah.
really cool thing. It really is.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's funny.
I was so blown away. I was like, oh my gosh. I was telling people that are not even in aviation. I was like, dude, you know what logbook means? Anyways, yeah, I'm easy to
Oh.
please.
I'm gonna start telling that story, so I hope it's true.
Yeah. The logbook.
Yankee says that's not a good story.
Fake news.
Yeah. Don't trust everything you hear on the internet.
Yankee Paramotor said that's not a good story, KNOT. But he also had a good question. He wants to know, Mark, how does the owner of the tower, how does he generate income from the tower?
Oh, I just answered him. So the tower's it's a nonprofit, so really their goal is to bring in money and basically repair the tower. No one's really making money out there. So I don't know how many owners there are now, since he sold he sold the shares to a bunch of different people. And I guess maybe they have some type of board and they put money that they do get towards repairing all that rust and making improvements and stuff. I don't think there's any income for them. I don't know. I mean, you can still have income in a 501. What is it? 501c3?
That's it. 501c3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a great place to plug our sponsor, Resurgence PPG. Resurgence PPG. If you're interested in supporting our men and women of uniform, you can do that by making a tax-deductible donation to resurgencepppg.com. By donating, you're supporting those who have put their lives on the line for your freedom, like Mark Honeycutt, who daily would get into helicopters and fly around.
Yeah.
A very dangerous target.
Speaking of which, there was just this is not very positive, but there's been a dual Apache crash in Alaska, I think today.
Oh no, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I think it probably
No
happened
kidding.
like a couple hours or so ago. But I've been hearing from my coworkers that are still flying helicopters, that they're pushing multi-ship training a little harder than they have been. And she got into a situation where she was really scared, and she's like, I don't know how we didn't have a collision. So when the Fort Campbell accident happened, I don't know if y'all heard about that, but I think 8 or 10 people died from 2 Blackhawks crashing a month or so ago.
Yeah,
she
I heard
was
about
like,
that.
Yeah, it was multi-ship. It was just training. And she was like, it's because they're pushing this training on us. And then sure enough, this Apache thing happens. And I don't know if they're doing the same training. They might be. But yeah, it sounds like, to me, they're probably going to have a safety stand down. Everyone stop flying. And DES is going to look at this training and be like, all right, we need to reevaluate. We've had some pretty bad accidents.
And I wonder, geez. Wonder if it's the pressure, obviously, to get them out there and get them functioning, but also I wonder if there's anyways, I could speculate all night about different things. So your that last trip, super cool. You can stay inside this deal. You didn't land there. It looked like you possibly could have. Are you going to do it again?
Yeah, I didn't land, but it would be easy. I mean, you just come in like a foot drag landing, especially if there's a lot.
You didn't land there?
No, I only took off.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's a scam.
Robert wants to go. He wants to go.
Yeah, but I want to make a video called Frying Pan Tower to Frying Pan Tower. And it's because where I'm from in Asheville, there's actually a frying pan tower on the Blue Ridge Parkway. You just go hike up it, and you look at the views on the mountains. So I want to
Nice.
fly from here over our frying pan tower and fly across North Carolina into the ocean and land at Frying Pan Tower.
How many
Which-
miles is it?
Oh man, that'd have to be at least 400, I would guess.
How
I can
could
do it.
you do that?
I don't know how you sit in the
With
seat that
numb
long.
legs. Very,
Oh, well,
very
I
numb
mean,
legs.
it might be more than one day depending on the winds, but yeah.
That sounds like a Harley Milne type of adventure.
Yeah, he'd love that.
By the way, he's the one that told me to call you. He was like, dude, you got to see it. Did you have Honeycutt on your show?
Harley's great. I've been talking to Harley a lot lately about ADSB stuff because I just got my paramotor registered, so I'm gonna get an ADSB device here soon.
Nice. What
what-
what are you getting?
I think I want the Tail Beacon X from U Avionics, but I think it might pull too much power, so I might get the Ping 2020i. Which all this stuff is probably like, what are you talking about? Unless you have one. All right, it's
Yeah.
270 miles ish from frying
That's
pan
it.
to frying pan.
It's an all-day flight for sure.
So you got your paramotor registered, registered in what? And do you get a tail number? Like an N
Yeah,
number?
I've got a tail number. It's a good one. I don't know if I want to share it because I don't want people to look
Yeah.
at my address up and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's yeah, I got it. So I reserved my in number, and then it took 6 months for them to get back to me and say that the number I reserved for $10 is indeed mine. And then you have to go register the paramotor, which that part actually went pretty quick after we figured out the correct boxes and stuff to check. Like they did not want me to classify it as an ultralight. They wanted me to classify it as a powered parachute. Oh no. I talked to a
That's
lot
pretty
of
cool.
I guess it's so weird. Half the FISDOs don't know what a paramotor is. Half of them are like, you can fly 2 people with that. And I'm like, yeah, here's the FAA exemption. Nobody knows anything about us, which is good and bad, I guess.
Good.
Yeah. But there was like FAA examiners like, I think maybe just put powered parachute. Let me know if that works. And so they were like, just after you submit the registration, let me know if it works. So I have yet to tell some people from the FAA if it actually worked. So that just goes to show how new getting ADSB is for a paramotor. There's only like, I think 5-ish people.
Wow. So you're going to be literally like one of the first 5 people to get ADSB and be registered. I don't know how
I
I
guess
feel about
there's
that,
got to
Mark.
be. I know there's got to be some more people out there, but right now it's just like me, Mark Ingham, Harley. I can't say one guy's name. I don't know how to say it with a T, and like maybe a couple others in that group, but I don't know who else has done it. Someone asked how to register your paramotor, but you got to reserve that in number first, register online. That might be it. I mean, you need to send an 8050-88 as well, which gets confusing. So if you're ever very curious, just contact me.
What is the advantages of having it
Yeah.
registered?
So
Exactly what I was going to ask.
the sole reason that I did it was so that way I could get ADSB out. ADSB out requires an in number.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, I think back in the day, using ADSB out, you could, like in the system, whatever it is, you could put like non-in numbered aircraft, which would be very handy for us, but I think they got rid of that, so in numbers required.
See, now that would be something interesting to kind of wrap the mind around is maybe perhaps that's what's needed. Something specifically for paramotorists or paragliding that does send an ADSB signal out, but only specifically for the sport. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Do you want this or LaCroix?
That way it would be individual to the type of pilot that is in the air, perhaps maybe a color coding or something that would show that it's different than an aircraft, but it's still there in the air.
I think, I can't remember on Harley's, but did it show a little paraglider for him?
I don't remember.
I think
I
that
think it did.
I think you might be able to get a paraglider icon on ATC's radar, maybe. So that's good, I guess. But yeah, if the registration process and the price of the equipment is ridiculous, like, I mean, what, it took me 8 months to get registered, and now I'm gonna have to go buy a $2,100 device at a minimum.
And do you have to have
2100.
that device then? Since it's registered, you have to have that all the time?
I don't have to have it, but it's what I registered it for. So it's like, at this point, now I'm like, I finally got to this point, and now I'm like, oh man, a lot of money for a thing that
Here
just
you
like
go, my
sends out my
treasure.
signal. But I think eventually I will. I'm just trying to figure out which one.
Hmm.
Now, we had a question in the chat that was for the people that don't know. What is ADSB? What is that?
What does it stand for? Well, it broadcasts your signal out to towers, and then basically, like, air traffic controllers will be able to see your icon on their radar to include like altitude, in number, heading, and stuff like that. So, and then also aircraft that are receiving ADSB in, they'll be able to see you as well. So it's all traffic avoidance for me, because I wanted something that would allow me to fly a little safer above 10,000 feet, because air traffic up there has no speed limitations.
That could be a problem.
And something
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah.
Max Acro, maxacro.com is one of the sponsors. That's the last sponsor I need to mention tonight. If you want to get some really good acro training, Max is world renowned for his training and has been trained by the best. I did my SIV with him. I learned so much when I left. I felt incredibly confident underneath my wing. If you want to sign up with him for some acro training, or maybe just you want to do an SIV training because you want to learn more and test out your wing's abilities and become one with your wing, maxacro.com is the website. You can also find him on all the social media outlets at Max Acro. So anyways, we are going to go to the after show. Just a couple of things I wanted to say. First of all, thank you, Mark. Thank you for squeezing in. I'd really like to do a whole formal show. I didn't, when I started the show, I was actually going to cancel it and just tell everybody, hey, sorry, have a good night, because I thought that it was really jacked up. It's interesting that it's working. It's really frustrating on my end because it looks like you're all frozen. And I should probably show some video of what I'm seeing. It's just everyone's face is frozen and like in different features. But
Now,
you
here's a
guys.
question, Robert. One quick question. Where is Max Acro located for a chat?
Oh,
meeting?
Southern
Go to
California.
his web-
Lake Berryessa.
go
Yeah.
to his
So
website.
most of his clinics are at Lake Berryessa, but he has been diversifying where he does clinics. So he did I think one in Guatemala. He's done one in Turkey, and he's probably going to be doing some more in different places. Great question. Yeah, that's and very reasonably priced for what you get. I mean, it's incredible. When I left, I was so confident. Yeah, I didn't want to do the SIV. You guys can go back and watch some of the first episodes, and I would talk smack about SIV, and I compared it to like crashing a car to see what it feels like, and totally wrong about it. It was amazing. It was terrifying, but it was really really fun. Yeah. So the lessons tonight. There was a guy in the chat that mentioned something really good. I want to just mention this. CT Shoot Flyer. He said, just sent my reserve out for a repack. If you are due, here's your sign to send it out. That was a really good comment. Thank you for that comment, because I am due, and I need to pull my reserve out and fluff it and repack it. So awesome. We are going to go to the after show. If you want to join us, come hang out for a minute. We're going to shoot the breeze off the record. So come hang out. There's a link in the chat that you can come join us. So
You can
thanks
check
for
out
watching.
Robert's
I'll see you
robot
on the air. I'll
voice.
see you in there. We'll catch you on
Good
the
night,
next one.
everybody.
Have a great
Later.
night. Thank you guys.
You guys.